Well, this is a brand new day. Welcome to the Rundown with Ramon show. My name is Ramon Ray. As we get into our flagship topic of the day today, which is Elon Musk had an amazing interview. I think it was him or somebody was talking to him about simplicity. And I wanted to touch on today why simplicity could be a superpower for you and your business and your life. So welcome to a brand new day. By the way, my name is Ramon Ray, founder of zoneofgenius.com and producer of Genius Talks Events, brand new in-person event series we're bringing out, geniustalksevents.com, geniustalksevents.com. Welcome to a brand new day. This is the Rundown with Ramon show. I hope you are well and blessed. A few other things we're going to touch on today. Google's Search Live feature for AI mode goes global. Nearly 500,000 Kit Kats were stolen in a cargo crime. That's not funny, but it kind of is funny. Actors Union pushes for stricter rules on AI performers, and DraftKings is allowed to use March Madness. That and more in today's Rundown with Ramon show. Glad you're here today, and I hope you are well and blessed. Alexandria, glad you're here as you heal, queen, and get better. So glad you're here. Thanks for keep showing up. Learn more about you today, Alexandria, and my prayers, literally prayers, Lord. Thank you for Alexandria today. Bless her and heal her and help her. Amen. My prayers are with you literally today, Alexandria. So welcome to the Rundown with Ramon show. That may have been my first time giving a prayer live on the show. I'll be back in 7 seconds. Let's go. All right. So our flagship topic of the day is the power of simplicity and how it can be a superpower for you, for me, for our business, for our lives, for our families, and more. But before we get on that today, just checking my audio levels. Before we get on that today, I'm going to talk about a few headlines of the day before we get on to how simplicity and why simplicity can be a game changer for you and for your life. Marla, what's up? Glad you're here, Marla. Thanks for being here on today's Rundown with Ramon. Love and learning a bit more about you every single day, your story, your journey, your NLP, interest, enthusiasm, and more. Glad you're here today. So ding, 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 ding. First up, Google's Search Live feature for AI mode goes global. Google has expanded Search Live worldwide this week after an initial launch last year, made the feature available exclusively in India and the US. The expansion is limited to locations where AI mode is available and includes more than 200 countries and territories. So big news of the day, Google's expanded Search Live feature is going global. It's not just limited, it's for everyone. Separately, it says here, Google recently conducted a narrow test wherein search results contained news headlines rewritten using artificial intelligence. Interesting. Well, I don't know much more to say about that, but search is expanding, powered by AI. It is what it is. AI is the new shiny object, but it's more than a shiny object. It is real. So let's move forward from that. Next headline of the day. Ding, 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 ding. Nearly 500,000 Kit Kats were stolen in a cargo crime. But let me go back to the search. I guess the lesson of the day, the nugget of the day for that is that AI is growing. AI is increasing. AI is powering search more and more and more. So make sure that you're not just having an SEO game. How can your content, how can your brand, how can your authority, how can your thought leadership be infused in AI? But also I want you to understand how to make sure that how it can be in SEO, I meant old school, but how it can be infused in AI. That came out a bit garbled, but those who know. All right, next headline of the day. Ding, 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 ding. Nearly 500,000 Kit Kats were stolen in a cargo crime. I know it's not funny, but it kind of is funny. A truck shipment of roughly 414,000 Formula One shaped Kit Kats, or 12 tons of chocolate bars, was stolen while in transit from Italy to Poland. We've always encouraged people to have a break with Kit Kat, but it seems thieves have taken the message too literally, a spokesman told The Atlantic. The Swiss chocolatier warned that the chocolatier crime may cause a Kit Kat shortage in stores around Easter. Cargo thefts in the U.S. are also on the rise, causing roughly $720 million in losses last year. Wow. So cargo thefts are a real thing. It's something you don't read about unless you're in the industry, but I guess they can either steal it from the loading dock, they can steal it at the end dock, or they steal it in transit. I'd be curious how that happened. I'm going to dive more into the story, but I guess somebody in the know knew they were going from point A to point B, and they hijacked 12 tons of chocolate bars shaped like Formula One cars. Interesting. Lesson of the day, make sure your business is safe and secure. Listen, there's physical security that you need for your business, especially if you have a retail location, your home, your office, have lights, have cameras, have motion detectors, have all the things you may need. But don't forget about cybersecurity. This show is brought to you by Bitdefender. Bitdefender wants to make sure that your small business is safe and secure with Bitdefender Small Business Security. So listen, make sure before you click, you think. Make sure before you click, you wonder, did this come from somebody you know? Make sure as you're logging on, you're using two-factor authentication. So when you log on and put a password in, your phone is also alerted so you can say, yes, that's me, and double your security. Make sure you install Bitdefender Small Business Security on all of your devices. Go to bitdefender.com/Ramon, bitdefender.com/Ramon to make sure your small business is safe and secure. Ding, 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 ding. This is interesting. And I don't know quite where I fall on it, but I do know where I fall, but I'd like to know what you think. Actors Union is pushing for stricter rules on AI performers. The Actors Union is currently negotiating new contract with major studios focused on regulating AI usage in the film industry, reports Bloomberg. The Hollywood Actors Union is actively advocating for the adoption of a Tilly tax, or a fee imposed on AI-generated performers that would make them cost just as much as their human counterparts. Named after the controversial artificial intelligence actress Tilly Norwood, the union's aim is to put protections and financial incentives in place to drive work for humans. I get it. The unions have a job to make sure that more of their actor humans work. We all want that. I wish there was a tax on if you don't use Ramon Ray, you got to have a tax because nobody's as good as Ramon Ray at hosting your event. I wish. But I don't think that's going to be the future, and I don't think that's going to work. Imagine people saying, hey, every time you use a car, we're going to tax a horse because we want more horses to put to work so we can have more blacksmiths working, and we can have more saddle makers working, we can have more horse trainers working, we can have more farmers who give feed to horses work. There's a whole industry that was decimated because of the cars. Same thing is happening for AI in the acting world. I get it. You can now have a pretty good Bourne-type movie, put the script, done, and have a great movie, 10-minute movie, full-length feature movie, all made by AI, just as good as I think the guy's name is Cameron did with what's the movie Avatar. Anybody can do that now with some time and simple tools. I'm sorry. So Actors Union, I get it, but I don't think this is the way that history is going to go. We're going to have a tax if you don't use humans. Hey, everybody, welcome to a brand new day. This is the Rundown with Ramon show. Doris, glad you're here today. Welcome, Kit Kat Crime. Alexandria, stop playing with me. Kit Kat crime. Exactly. That is what you just heard, Alexandria. Can you believe it? Well, of course you can. Humans are humans, and hey, humans are going to do nefarious things wherever they are in the world. So it's not funny, but kind of it is. Y'all know we can poke a little fun at it. People stealing Kit Kats. But I do want to know how they did that. I'm curious about personal security crime. I'm always curious how crimes are committed, how that was done. Definitely was an inside job. Ding, 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 ding. DraftKings is allowed to continue using March Madness. This is about intellectual property. DraftKings can continue using the terms March Madness and Final Four during the college basketball tournament after a federal judge rejected the NCAA's claims of irreparable harm. The NCAA had sought to prevent DraftKings from using the trademarks by arguing they falsely connected college sports to gambling, which is not correct. DraftKings countered that the terms are widely used, and District Judge Tanya Pratt agreed. I like rulings like this. Now, the NFL very much guards their intellectual property. You cannot use NFL. You cannot use Super Bowl. Those are copyrighted trademark terms. You cannot use them and say, hey, we're having a Super Bowl party in our bar. You cannot do that. You will get a suit on that. But interestingly enough, yes, you can say big game, the game that's the Sunday game, any other version of it, and people are doing it. So what happened in the case of March Madness? March Madness, it's not a protected term enough. NCAA, collegiate sports, the judge said it's not. We all use March Madness. You didn't protect it enough. In essence, what it's saying is, so that's up for grabs. Lesson learned. If you got to name something especially that's going to go big Iana, like the musical web, and if it's worth it, then make sure you protect it. This is it. Let's see what Alexandria says. What's up, Marcus Black? It's important for us to consider that our faces or our likeness is considered intellectual property in the business and must be protected under our ownership. Wise words, Alexandria. What's up, Marcus Black? Love having you here. Appreciate you here. Just seeing your face on my feed makes me smile. I appreciate you, Marcus Black. Nick is in the house. What's up, Nick? Glad you're here. Thanks for chiming in on today's Rundown with Ramon show. We talked about a lot of things today, and I'm gonna rewind this before we get into the flagship topic of the day about the power of simplicity. So y'all can, those who came in just now, we talked about DraftKings and intellectual property. DraftKings can use March Madness. What y'all think about that? Actors are saying, hey, you're going to have a tax if you don't use actors in your movies so that AI and actors cost the same. I get what they're trying to do. They want to make sure people get food on the table for the actors. I get it. But hey, and actors are not just the famous actors in commercials and TVs and all these kind of things. But this is not where technology is taking you. And yes, 500,000 Kit Kats were stolen at a crime. A truck going from Italy to Poland, it looks like, was hijacked. And lastly, we talked about Google Search Live feature goes global. AI mode is going global across the country. All right, let's dive into today. Donna Morton, glad you're here today. Welcome to the Rundown with Ramon show. Glad you're here. Diving into our flagship topic of the day today, why simplicity can be a superpower. And before we do this, reminding you, I encourage you to check out bitdefender.com, our flagship sponsor, bitdefender.com, to make sure your small business is safe and secure with Bitdefender Small Business Security. Do yourself a favor right now. Go to bitdefender.com/Ramon, bitdefender.com/Ramon. Download that software, install it on your devices like I do. Make sure your team installs it on their devices like I do, and make sure your business is protected. Two more things I want to share with you. Our Genius Talks events is on the cusp of growing. I've talked about it. We've been laying low, doing some things in the background, but we are growing. And if you know partners who want to bring a Genius Talks events to your neighborhood, we're looking for space, a venue for about 20 people, and more space around it for refreshments and networking. So a nice, well-lit, safe space. Let me know. Email me, Ramon@RamonRay.com, Ramon@RamonRay.com. I'd appreciate knowing if you want to partner with us to bring Genius Talks events to your town. And remember, those who are like, Ramon, I'd love to get some coaching. I'd love to get some mentorship from you, Ramon. I'd love to be able to ask you questions about going live, about personal branding, about building websites, about getting on TV, about getting on podcasts, about monetizing podcasts, about starting a business, about growing a business, about email marketing, about funnels, about websites, about all these things that I've done over the years. Join me in Ramon Office Hours at RamonOfficeHours.com, RamonOfficeHours.com, the place you need to go when you want to work with Ramon Ray. And you get 1 month for free, 1 month for free to test it out, RamonOfficeHours.com. Check that site out. All right, let's dive into our flagship topic of the day today. Greg is in the house, always making the day better. Greg Becker, a great and amazing morning to you, Ramon, and all those who've tuned into the Rundown with Ramon show. I receive that, and everybody else receives it too. Danny Rust, glad to have you in the house, my man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Let's dive into our flagship topic of the day. I think Elon Musk was on Fox or something like that some time ago. And one of the headlines read, simplicity is a superpower for your business. And the thing here to understand is that Elon's core operating principle that he runs his businesses by is very simple above all else. And this is at his companies, Tesla and SpaceX and more, is that complexity is a liability, not a strength. Now, this doesn't mean you don't need details. When a rocket ship is going up, you need a lot of detailed engineers and people to make sure it all goes well. But to get this started, to get the principles done, to get the funding, to get the springboard ready, it's the simple things. We need a safety crew. We need a propulsion crew. We need the right licensing. We need a client to have the payload. We need somebody to get the landing pad right. We need all the technical details. We need communication at a high level. All these things come together to make a space shuttle happen. That's it, or to make a rocket launch. Tesla's the same. So cut the noise is tip number one. Cut the noise. We're talking about principles of how you can use simplicity as a superpower. Number one, cut the noise. Teams are pushed to remove unnecessary steps, processes, and layers that are unnecessary. If something feels complicated, the assumption is it's broken. Simplicity equals speed, and speed equals a competitive advantage. Make things simple. Number two, how does this work in business? Fewer meetings, more execution, having smaller teams, but higher accountability, clear communication instead of corporate jargon, products designed to be intuitive and not overloaded. Keep it simple. This is how this works in business. And one key leadership mindset that I want you all to think is leaders should often ask themselves, can this be simpler? Is it too complicated? Complexity often hides inefficiency or lacks clarity. This is the key about complexity. It hides inefficiency or the lack of clarity. Another thing to note, simplicity often forces better thinking and sharper decisions. I'm all about being simple. And I'm not talking about that you shouldn't do it. I'm not talking about details are not important, but complexity is the enemy of growth. So here's something what I want you to think about. When you think about Tesla, when you think about SpaceX and their possibly merger, if they did, simplicity would be very critical to that merger. Even though there's a lot of complexities around, it's about being simple. So the lesson of the day today, for us entrepreneurs, the more complex your business gets, people, the more you need to simplify. Growth doesn't come, look at my notes, growth doesn't come from adding more. It often comes from removing what doesn't matter. This is, I want you to understand. Ask yourself this question. What can I eliminate today that would make my business run better? Now, let me give you the playbook, what we're doing here for Genius Talks Events. Genius Talks Events, what are we doing? Our goal is to build a national program inspiring entrepreneurs, bringing them together around the country. This is what we're doing. We've done it twice. We have another one planned in New York, April 16th, and we'll be rapidly accelerating this as we move on in the year. Chris Cushing is leading that. The principle is very simple, what we're doing. A, we need a venue space. There's a number of ways we can do it, number of complexities we can do it, number of details, but we need a venue space. We already know what we need: well-lit tables, people facing each other, 20 seats, and then room for some refreshments and networking around. So a room that has a nice, maybe foyer or something like that. We know that. Number two, we need marketing. We have my own list of thousands and thousands and thousands. We have partners around the country. We'll probably do ads, bringing 20 people together. Not rocket science. We need marketing. Number two, we have our landing page and all that, which flows into marketing. Number three, we may or may not work with partners who say, hey, I would love to be a part of this experience, and they will be a part in bringing their communities, their presence to the event. So that's number three. Number four, refreshments, name tags, tables, and then me producing it. And eventually, as we scale that and grow that, maybe in 2027, we'll have other leaders who do Genius Talks events. This is it. It's simple. Now, there's details. I have a team working on the details, but this is what it is in its simplest form. Marcus Black agrees. Yeah, wait a minute. Before I get to Marcus Black, Robert Kennedy is in the house. What's up, Robert Kennedy? Thanks for taking the time to be here on today's Rundown with Ramon show, man. Y'all check out Robert Kennedy. He goes live every Monday, I believe it is as well. Could have changed. We shift and change. But Robert Kennedy, thanks for being here. Appreciate that. And that's right, Donald. Cut the noise. Check out what Donald Morton's doing, by the way. weareremand.com. Marcus, Robert, y'all check that out. We are Remand, MANNED.com. What Donald's building is pretty dope. So check it out, Robert. Check it out, Marcus. Check it out, Denny, and others. Okay, Marcus Black agrees with the sentiment. KISS, keep it super simple. Yes, the details are important. Have people in your team, if you're not a detailed person, who can get to the details. But keep things simple. Cleaner can be clearer. Exactly. Marcus Black, problem is most people think simple and easy. Come on, Marcus. Are one of the same, but in reality, simple and easy are two entirely different things. Woo, I love that. Amber's in the house. Amber, haven't seen your beautiful smile for a while. Glad you're back here, Amber. Thanks for being here on today's Rundown with Ramon show. Now, everybody, for the question of the day, which Alexandria often brings to the table. Sometimes I run out of time to speak on it. Sometimes I don't. But we got a question of the day, and I got a bit of time today. Alexandra, love your questions. Everybody, y'all check out what Alexandra Nicole is doing at EYG Events. Elevate your growth. Elevate your growth. All things Alexandra Nicole and her community. Check that out. EYGEvents.com. So, question of the day. Appreciate you, Alexandria. And Alexandria asked the following question as I put this up. What's a networking myth you wish would disappear? Love the question. And I want you to ask yourselves this about the power of networking. And the question is, what's a networking myth you wish would disappear? I think the myth of networking that people may think is that in order to be a successful networker, you must be an extrovert. And that's a lie. You don't have to be an extrovert to be successful at networking. What you do have to do is be willing to pick yourself, as Seth Godin would say, and be willing to just ask a question. That's it. Because if you're sitting by yourself waiting for somebody to come to you, that most likely won't happen. But if you're willing to stand up, walk over to somebody, extend your hand and say, hey, my name is Ramon Ray. I came to Genius Talks events so I could meet some new people and get some advice for my business. What brought you here? That's all you got to do. And most people will ask that question, will answer that question. So I love that. Alexandra Nicole asked the best questions in the world. Ask the best questions. What's a networking myth you wish would disappear. You know what? I could integrate Alexandria's question into like Genius Talks events. Hire Alexandria, pay her what, Alexandria? $500,000 a year to fly around with me and just ask one question. We call it the Ask One Question Show. I love it, Alexandria. Thank you for being here. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Great feedback. Donald's sentimenting or underlying agreeing with Alexandria's great question. Hey, Regina, glad you're here on the Rundown with Ramon show. I will take that sunshine that you were talking to me and not talking to Donald, not talking to Marcus, not talking to Iana, talking to Ramon Ray. And I love this. If you got questions, I got a bit of minutes today. By the way, on Mondays and Wednesdays, I often go to volunteer at a school in this season, so I often got to run and do a tight 20-minute show or less sometimes. But this week, I'm free. So the Rundown with Ramon show will be going to about the full 20 to 30 minutes. Love this. Marla asked a great question. What project management programs do I recommend? There are so many good ones. And I'm going to answer the question this way, not project management like big scale projects for billion-dollar brands, although about what I'm about to say is still relevant. But I use Asana. I like Asana because I find it simple. I find it feature enough for me. I can quickly add people, quickly see the tasks, quickly add my team, quickly see how things are going. They can comment within it. So I like Asana. That's me. That's one I use. And I use it, especially at first, because the free version was great for up to 3, 4, 5 or more team members. Now they cut that down. But Asana is great. I know Basecamp is also great, made by 37 Signals. Basecamp by 37 Signals. That's number 2. Check that out. Jason Fried runs that company. Great, great guy. Number 3, of course, is Monday. Monday's a great tool to use. Monday is a great tool as well. So those are 3. Zoho has a project management tool as well, which is not bad. Don't know if it's best in class. Zoho does a lot of things well. Their CRM is next level. A lot of things they do well. Their marketing analytics and more. But Zoho does have a project management tool, but there's others. And by the way, that's a great question. So let's all talk about that. If you have a project management tool that you think is great, whether you're listening on the replay or listening on demand, put that in the chat. And let's put a little bit together of what are the best project management tools out there. Not best, but what project management tools do you recommend? Love that question. And also, I must say, Marla, I use Keep for my content, for my marketing automation. So we even have some level of task management within Keep. We can assign tasks to team members dynamically as well. So great question, Marla. I think we're going to move on from that. Regina, love that prompt. What are you looking forward to? And more. And that's a question I'm going to leave for you all to answer for yourselves. So with that, everybody, this is a brand new day. My name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon, reminding you your influence counts. Use it. A very conservative host on radio many years ago used to say that. Your influence counts. Use it. But reminding you, check out Bitdefender for yourself. If you're ignoring the security of your small business, you are in for disaster at some point. Not if, but when it will happen. Bitdefender.com. I encourage you. Check out what we're building at Genius Talks Events, geniustalksevents.com, geniustalksevents.com. You can go right to that page and sign up so you don't miss out on our upcoming events that we're having, so you can be added to our list and be notified when we have an event in your area. I also encourage you, if you want to get coaching and advice from me, for 1 month for free, 1 month for free. Check out RamonOfficeHours.com, RamonOfficeHours.com. Join us. You get a private community. You get time with me every single week, a nice community of people that are growing and growing and growing. So check that out. We got a lot going on for you this year. Again, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. Thank you, Regina. Made my day. Made my day. Thank you so much. Alexandra did a nice little summary of these. Love it, love it, love it. Asana, Basecamp, Monday, and Keep. Thank you so much. And Trello as well. Yeah, how can I forget Trello, Doris? Another good tool as well. So with that, everybody, be blessed. Have an amazing day. Go make an impact in the world and make the world a better place. Be blessed. You talked about smile and the importance of presentation. Can you just repeat that again? Why that smile and how you
remember when Magic Johnson got all his business opportunities. In addition to, he was a great athlete. There were a lot of great athletes, but what did he have? A smile. They said he had a smile that would light up a room. Because you can do your job, but to be trusted, it means affable. It means that you're approachable. It means that you are warm. And I think because we've grown up where a smile to our detriment in our communities, we haven't understood that we have, in a different environment, in the corporate environment, in an environment where you're trying to ask somebody for something, they have to see you as affable, as trustworthy.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
There's nothing to hide.
Thank you so much. Don't forget, smile big and smile big today. See y'all later. Later, 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 later.